see my chair and the pieces of wood that I've taken out of it. And what it is, it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle now, how to fit all these pieces into the boat. And already this is the most important piece here. These two pieces, these chair legs, are perfect for the table. And you can see that they'll splay out like that and attach to the table somewhere about here. And they've also got a square notched out there, so they can probably be joined together quite nicely. So it's important really to find the piece of wood, this looks like it, the piece of wood that goes together with it, and we can use that, keep those three pieces of wood together for the table. Okay, so we'll move those off to one side. That's our table. We mustn't use those for anything else. Okay, so now these parts here, my helm seat, where is it? Here it is. Here's the helm seat. Right, now the helm seat is going to have some kind of piece of wood. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. It could be anything, to stop the helm seat from moving in whatever direction it needs to not move. And then these pieces here can be cut off at whatever, you can see, whatever length, and so they go on the ends here, sort of like this, but just a short piece. Two of them can screw through here, and probably just short like that, just to raise the seat up a little bit. So that this level at the back here, which is in the cockpit, is at the right height to match the level that's going to be in the standing on the companionway. So we might need something to raise that. That might also may need to be raised up too. And so we'll need to keep a bit of wood for that. So I'm going to keep these two, put them to one side. One of them should be enough, and that. Okay, so that's the seat sorted. Right, now this is an interesting looking thing. What can I do with this? I just don't know. It'd be nice for the baby seat, but we don't have a baby. Too complex to go on the helm seat. So I'm just going to say it could actually be used to hold a gas bottle in place, but we don't have a gas bottle. And so it would be ideal as some sort of deck fitting to bolt through the deck. So I'm going to put that to one side and make some sort of decision about that later. Okay, what do we got here? Right, so all these, this one here, I'm going to keep one of these for to be able to cut, to score along with a knife to cut things. So I'm going to keep one of those as a tool. So that's a tool. That. Right, so you've got quite a bit left. These things here are useful for fixing the trim. Some of the trim might need extending and things to be put in place to stop other things moving around. So that's what all these thin pieces, this one too, all these thin pieces are going to be used for that purpose. So we'll put those away to one side. Right, now, what have we got left? Right, we've got three of these, and one of these. Okay, so one of the main things I'm doing is I'm boxing in a section of the bulkhead for the instrument panel, and so these are all the same width, and so you can make these like this and like this. To make some kind of instrument panel, and then a piece of this thing could join across here, just to hold it together, and then a piece of plywood can be put on top of that. So that's perfect for that. That's all that's needed. Look, they even got these little square corners here, which these ones here will be useful for the helm seat, and so I'm going to keep those for the helm seat. So that's us. That's everything that we need. Isn't that remarkable on one chair? Yeah, there's just one other point about iPads. A lot of the older iPads can't actually update to the latest version of iOS, and there's a change from 32-bit system to 64-bit systems. That starts at iOS 12, I think. And so it's necessary to not buy an older iPad. So I believe probably the best deal around is the iPad Air. The iPad Air should be able to run the software for some time yet. I notice on the Navionics website they say that there's not going to be any their new software is not going to run on the older iOS, and so yeah, something to bear in mind if you buy an iPad, that you need to get something that can run on iOS 12 or later. Right, we're looking at this iPad for sale here. Let's have a look here. And so it's an iPad Air, and it's privately owned, I think, and it's currently hasn't got any bids, and it's ending in 22 minutes. I contacted the seller, and it comes with a charger and a case. It's sitting at £56 here, and I'm going to wait right till the end and see what happens, and I'll probably put in a bid of £56 too. It's £5.30 postage, and so it's really going to cost £60 to buy it, but that's pretty good really. £60 for an iPad Air, that's probably as low as you can get them if I pick it up. And so we're just watching here, and if somebody's going to go in there and bid it up, I'm just not going to bother, because it's a way that I proved it. If this is for me, then this is the reason why David called me at that moment, and that this iPad, there was just enough time to research it and make sure that the iPad Air is the right one to go for, because I had to find out about the what I told you about before. Okay, so we got 20 minutes left. Well, we'll probably just have to wait. I've been having a look at GoPros, so I think I'm going to have to get a GoPro to get some better shots of the boat, and also to get while I'm moving forward and that, to be able to get some action shots and shots so that I can put the camera in one position and go forward, and it's waterproof, it can be on the deck and everything. So I'm going to have to get one of these. I see there's a good one here for £59.50. So I don't know, many extras. I don't know, I probably don't want to spend that amount of money at the moment. So here's an Apple, 19 minutes to go. Here's our sliding table design. We've got the stowaway position with one leaf folded down and the two legs folded down. From the side it looks like this. Then we've got it as a sliding table. Oh no, this is This is it laid flat here, so that it makes a bed. Just it covers a hole in the floor to make the bed, and then this is it as a table, so you can have it one leaf, or you can have it folded up like that, or like that. Either way, we'll see how we go. So, here's my original diagram for the sliding table, the £20 it's going to cost. I had a mess around here to see how I'd put the caravan rail, awning rail together, and some of my ideas. First I started off with a tubular table leg, which was too expensive, and so it evolved into, those are the brackets, $5.29 for 4 brackets. So here we go, we've got 9 minutes 14 seconds, and it's just as important to forget as it is to remember something. So if I walked away from here, I'm doing all sorts of other things. I went to the kitchen, did something else. If I forgot and this thing went down, that's because I'm not meant to get it. And so it's a matter of realizing that it's just as important to forget things as it is to remember things. Remembering isn't necessarily a good thing. You know, sometimes you just can't remember something, and you shouldn't really try. It's better just to relax, and what you're meant to remember, you will remember. I'm not going to put this bit in yet. I could forget. We'll see if I forget or if I remember. Well, this is interesting. I just remembered to open the door, and there's a parcel arrived. I wonder what this is. It's part of our boat and stuff. This could make me forget quite easily, couldn't it? Oh, it's a solar charge controller. Goodness me. It's a perfect suitor. I like that name. It's orange too. It's a perfect suitor charge controller, solar charge controller, and it's quite large. I hope it'll fit my control panel. But it looks nicely made. It's plastic, so it won't rust. Quite well sealed. These of course are not sealed. You've got DC outputs on it, isn't that nice? USB and DC outputs. 2.4 amps. That's quite good. That's really good. 2.4 amps for charging, fast charging. So when the solar panel arrives, we might be able to, I don't know, if you had a battery, you could try it out. Six minutes left. $30, $50, $70. I must be looking voltages. It's nice to get a little manual with it. See, that's where the load has to come off. People forget to put the load off there. It's got all sorts of accumulated charging power, accumulated discharging power. It's like stored stuff like a computer. Ah, that looks very nice. Four minutes. I better turn off for a bit. Okay, we've got 1 minute 30 seconds to go. I think one of the reasons why not many people are going to bid on this is because it says in the title, it says that it's grey colour, and you'll see here it looks like it's got a grey screen cover on it, but it's just the exposure. I also thought it was a grey colour when I first saw it, but it's actually white, and the grey is a silver grey on the back of it, and so it's a bit confusing that, and so it might put quite a few people off who might have otherwise bidded on it, to think, oh, I don't want a grey one, I want a white one or a black one. Maybe they might even think it's not the genuine article if it's grey or something like that. "46 seconds. "30 seconds. "22 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's go. With the high bidder. 3, 2, somebody just bid. You see? You've been outbid. It's interesting to see how it works. So I'm not going to get that one. I'm not meant to get it. But you see what people do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to not buy an iPad, probably for 6 months, because I don't need one until I go sailing. So there you go. But I felt like needing one, and it was only really to make this video now, I realised. And so there you go, I don't need an iPad. I've got the money that I can use to buy the other things I need right away. There you go.